Okay, so now we have our animation, or actually our alien character rig, controlled by the Mixamo character. So now we'll try to actually apply the downloaded animations to the Mixamo character, and hopefully it will drive the alien rig. Okay, so for this purpose I will just kind of now select or actually hide the geometry, and also I can hide the Mixamo rig, uh, or maybe I'll just do the opposite. So I'll just turn off, like hide the alien geometry, just to see what we're getting here, and actually turn off the display of the human eye case. So now we have like this character, so we need to import that into the time editor. So Windows, animation editors, time editor, and now you can see we have like these options: import content from external files, add selected content, drag and drop files into editor. In this case I will just select the root joint of the Mixamo rig, and here under the select I'll choose select hierarchy, because I want all of the joints to be included in this composition, time editor composition. Okay, and with my hierarchy selected, as we can see here, I'll just click add selected content from the scene, and what we are getting like the animation clip, which lasts only one frame, since this T-pose does not have animation. So now I will add a couple of other animation. These animations are in FBX format, so I will just import like the walking, and I'll just drag it directly into time editor. And for the import options we should check as sequence of clips. So I'll just click apply and close, and now you can see that we have like this animation clip here, and now we have like a bit of a strange, because now these poses are blending, sorry. And actually I will just move this to -1 frame, and now as you can see, if we rewind and hit the play button, we'll have like this walking here, and it's 21 frame of walking. So our clip is actually purplish here, because it mismatches our scene's frame rate. Okay, so if we switch maybe to 30, then it will be appropriate, but it actually does not make any difference. I'm just not going to switch now, because now you can see we didn't have snapped keyframes on the exact frame numbers. So now we have this, and actually we can manipulate this, so we can have like walk, and actually we can create a walk cycle out of it. So I'll just extend my timeline, and actually now there are a couple of tools here, and also I'll just turn this off so that I can see what's have been written down here in the help line. So this tool is change the playback speed of the clip, so change the playback speed, but actually this tool is actually enables us to make the loops. Okay, so create loops of the clip, animation at start and the end of the clip. So now if I start to extend this clip with this tool, I can actually make my walk cycle, and what is good about it, it will be a relative walk cycle. Okay, so you can see that the character progresses. Okay, so Now I'll just unhide the alien geometry, and you can see, since these two skeletons have been connected, that actually alien follows up, because the human IK rig that drives alien is actually driven by the Mixamo character. So since they don't have like exact same proportions and so on and so forth, I'll just hide the Mixamo geometry, Control H. You can see now that our alien has been driven. So, and we kind of may have like a couple of issues here. For example, like obviously this lag will kind of goes through the floor. And so far I'll just turn on, actually I cannot, but I'll just select any of these controls and press Control A. Well, not in this case. Okay, so this is my rig, sorry. So I'll select one of the controls and press Control A. And actually here in the attribute editor, under the HIK properties tab, I'll try to turn on the floor contacts for the feet. So now I can see, and for the fingers, and I can see that feet are kind of slightly going to be lifted up. And now it looks better, so we can correct these issues. Also, you can notice that actually these two skeletons does not match perfectly. And if we need to kind of correct these issues, there are a couple of things we can kind of modify here. So for example, I will just select the right hand control, and I can pull IK blend here. So what it does, actually, this pull option try to match the exact same pose as the controlled hand actually did. We have some issues with the fingers here, so this guy has like fingers crossed, or no, just look from this angle. Yeah. And also we can try to pull the rotation as well, if we want this kind of joints to follow up more accurately. Okay, and maybe we can try to do this for this spine, in terms to transfer the rotation data as well. And let's try to do this for the chest. Okay, so it kind of bends a bit upward, and maybe it will kind of follow up on rotation just a bit better. We might encounter some issues with the head. Just try to do the rotation. But actually now, as you can see, it works quite nicely. Which is quite cool. Okay, I'll just turn the smoothing off just to kind of get a bit of a better frame rate. Maybe turn off the ambient occlusion and anti-aliasing. So we have some issues with this walk cycle. I mean, it's kind of have like issues with the lag, but it's not the subject of this lecture just yet. So actually this is pretty cool. So now, since we successfully transferred the motion, actually we can choose the capabilities of the time editor to actually try to edit or put different motions together. So I'll just kind of save scene as Alien Mixamo time editor, because Maya can crash sometimes during this process. And Actually, now I'll just kind of add couple of other things, like let's try to use this fall flat. So as a sequence of clips, and now you can see another clip has been added here. I'll just put it on the same track. It is important when we try to match the position of the character when we're using like the time editor. So now you can see it walks, and then it's going to be hit and fall down. Okay, so now we're going to try to actually match these two positions, because the walk cycle has been kind of progressed till certain point in space, and actually this new animation is actually starting from the origin point. Okay, so I'll just turn this kind of human IK not to confuse us. Maybe we have some issues with the knees here, so just try to see if it's manageable to arrange this. And actually, for that purpose, we need to create a relocator. And when we're relocating the clips, we try to find like the matching point. And in this case, I'll try to match the character's right foot. And here I'll just need the stage of the walk cycle when it's actually on its right foot. So it's somewhere about here. So I will just kind of tweak this clip to be shorter. So this lag is a bit higher. So maybe I'll just find the stage where this lag will this is like as good as it gets. Okay, and then we'll have this. Okay, so we'll just put these two clips together, and so far I will just create a first clip and create a relocator for this one. So this is the relocate button, so you can choose create relocator, or you can just click and you can have like the same menu on the right click here. So in this case, create relocator, I'll use default settings, even though you can kind of you can see that the rig has been recognized and that you can kind of use the manual settings, but in this case I'll just use default settings. And also I'll select this full flat clip and also try to create a relocator for that one. So now we have like two relocators, and you can check this out because each clip in the time editor has the relocator here. What actually the relocator is doing, actually it enables us to actually move the character in space. Okay, yeah, so we have like this foot control working on a human IK, so that's why it behaves strangely. And now we need to match the position of the characters. So to do that, actually we need to specify the joint that we want to match, and in this case this will be the right foot. So now I'm just going to select the right foot joint. I will also select the clip I want to match within the time editor, and now under the relocate option I'll choose match relocators. Okay, so I'll choose and the options will be kind of applied, and we can see here that actually the matching relocator option has been recognized the selected joint, which is right foot joint. And now matching clip, this means that we want to match the new clip to the position of the previous clip, so we can match to the end of the clip. However, since we are kind of putting our kind of time indicator between two clips, so we can use the current frame. And actually these are the options: we want full rotation, so on and so forth. and I'll just try to match it. So I'll just click to apply, and you can see immediately as I hit the apply button actually that our character has been relocated to the position. Okay, so now we're having like this glitch a bit because now we don't have like the same pose here. And in this case we can try to blend the clips. So I'll try to overlap those two clips together for a few frames and then try to blend these animations, and you see it's already looking better. Maybe now I'll just try use this other tool to move this clip a bit inwards to kind of have a bit of a more overlapping between those two animations. Okay, and now I'll just try to play it back to see what's going on. So I can just hide now like the Mixamo clip and just preview and turn off the wireframe and shade it. So hide the Mixamo clip, Mixamo rig, sorry, and then try to actually see how the final animation is looking. Well, it looks nice. I mean, we should kind of put maybe a bit of a more effort on blending or something, but so far it looks good. I mean, this character looks a bit rubbery, but it's
Did you do that?
about the motion. What?
Did you do that character for this lecture?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Cool. So now this is like pretty much how the transfer between the animation looks like, and how we can actually how we using like a human eye case as an intermediate rig that going to be driven by the other mocap animation, which can be stayed open and easily controlled within the time editor.